Do, 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 do. And hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you, Frank, and hello there, Michael. Cold everywhere, isn't it? And I hear some of your guys' temperatures, and I have to admit it, I don't feel quite as bad. 29 here in Spokane. I'll tell you what, though, it was 18 when I went to my physical therapy this morning for my what they now believe is an impinged left shoulder. Probably due to the long drive I took September, October. It started bothering me the last day of the return trip. And, you know, I thought maybe it would go away on its own. But it hasn't. So anyway, they gave me some exercises to do, and we'll see how that goes. 41, that sounds awfully cold for Florida, Frank. Okay, guys, we're moving on to May 29th on the schedule. We're going to open up that date with the Atlanta Braves at the Chicago Cubs. The middle game of a 3-game set. The Braves won the opener. Braves at 20 and 24, Cubs 17 and 21. Well, since it's the first day of the schedule, first day of May 29th, let's take a look at our standings. Okay. We have the Braves underachieving at 20 and 24. However, maybe they're not, right? Because you look at their actual to date, they were exactly 20 and 24 in real life at this time. The Cubs actually overachieving by 6 games. 17 and 21. They were 11 and 27 at this point in real life, on their way to a 103 loss season. The Braves would play better the rest of the way and finish with 85, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know I was live yet, Bill. That was just setting up. There we go. That's pretty good. There was a minor transaction on this date. Let's take a look at that. Between these two clubs, interestingly enough, the Braves sent Arnold Early, a left-handed pitcher, and Marty Keough to the Cubs for John Hernstein. All three are computer-only cards. So, well, they will see a little bit of use. None of those three players a big factor. I got 2, yeah. I was listening to Oscar Peterson's Night Train album. Since you brought it up, Bill. And hello there to Mike. Yeah, everybody but Florida is colder than me so far. Hank Fisher, who will finish the year with the Reds, will take the mound for the Braves today. He'll be opposed by a longtime old favorite of mine, Fergie Jenkins, for the Cubs. Fisher's had a rough go of it. He's 1-3 with a 6.66 ERA, so he'd certainly like to change that here at his 6th start of the season. For Jenkins, split between 2 clubs, he is 3-3 with 2 saves and a 3.86. Well, you know, Michael, that's a nice thought, but I'd have to think that Woody's worth much more than that. Hello there, Franklin. So we've got 2 right-handers. My hands are still cold. I was out after the physical therapy. I went grocery shopping, just picked up a few things. Holy crap. Ice on the windshields, you know? Love it. What a pain in the ass. Here's the Braves lineup for today's game. Felipe Alou leads it off at first base. Mac Jones is in center. Henry Aaron in his customary 3-spot in right. Rico Carty in the lineup in left field. Joe Torre back behind the plate doing the catching. Frank Bowling will be at second. Dennis Menke down at third base today, and Woody Woodward at shortstop. Hank Fisher, the pitcher, rounds out the lineup. Cubs in the field have Chris Krug doing the catching, a rare start for Chris. The infield, the newly acquired Lee Thomas at first. Beckert, Kessinger, and Sando round out the infield with Brown, Phillips, and Williams left to right in the outfield. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Jenkins is ready to go. Felipe Alou steps in at 340. 6 home runs and 28 RBIs for Felipe. That's impressive, especially from the leadoff spot. Jenkins, the pitch, 6-11, fly ball to right field X. Tough chance for Billy Williams right off the bat, a 3-E-8. Williams ranging towards the gap on this one on a 5. He's not going to get it. That's down for a single. Williams gets it back in. Felipe Alou rounds and holds, and we are underway. Alou not a threat to steal. Let's check the battery anyway. Jenkins with a poor +3 hold. Krug a 0. And the batter will be Mac Jones. Jones just 7 for 49 since returning to the lineup with 1 home run. And greetings, Perry. Welcome, everybody. Here's Jones now. Jenkins from the stretch. 1-2. It's a liner to second. Beckert flips back to Thomas, and they've got him doubled off. It's a low, Max. That'll bring Henry Aaron up with 2 down, and the base is empty. Aaron has his average up to 243, a major league leading 21 home runs and 48 RBIs. Braves have only played 44 games, so yeah, impressive would be an understatement. Jenkins pitched to Hammer and Hank. 5-6 right-handed, a fly ball into straightaway right. It's Williams again. And he makes the catch this time, and that will do it. No runs a hit, nobody left. After half an inning, Atlanta 0, Chicago coming to bat against Hank Fisher. Cubs will have Adolfo Phillips leading off in center field. Glenn Beckert is at second base. Billy Williams in his customary 3-spot in right. Ron Santo will hit cleanup at third base. Lee Thomas at first base. Byron Brown in left. Chris Krug, a computer-only card, will do the catching, a right-handed hitter. Don Kessinger at short, and Jenkins, the pitcher, round out the lineup. You know, that's a very good question, Mike, and I meant to look that up. No, he has 1 previous start. Let me see if it's for the Cubs or the Phillies. It's for the Cubs. So it's the second start for Fergie. And Fisher ready to work. Up steps Adolfo Phillips. Phillips batting .302 on the year. 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Fisher into the windup, 2-7 right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. The leadoff walk to Phillips, who has good speed. Star 17, Fisher with a +3 hold. Torre a 0, so he'd be a 20. We're going to have to hold him on at 18, and he's going to try for that lead, 3 through 7. 6, he's got it. The pitch to Beckert, there he goes, 1 to 18. Torre's throw, he's stolen it. For Adolfo, his 6th stolen base of the year. And greetings, Ben. It's a hump day, and what a way to get over the hump of the game of Strat-O-Matic, right? Next pitch to Beckert is a 2-6 right-handed, and that's going to be a little comebacker. Snared by Fisher, looks the runner back and throws him out. That'll bring up Billy Williams. Williams hitting .291, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. Leads the club in home runs, second in RBIs to Sano. Fisher's pitch on the 4-5, that's going to be a single to 3, but on the 10, it's fielded at first by Alou. He goes down to Woodward for 1, and that's all they'll get. That'll be a 3-6 force. No, it will not. I'm sorry. Runner at second now on the stolen bases. Excuse me. So let's take another look at that. Grounder to first base B, runner advances. Let me double check that. Yep, runner advances. So that's going to be, we'll call that 3-1. C. Phillips over to third. It was actually a ground ball B, but I put the C in there to remind me when I'm entering the game manually to move the runner. Here's Sano now. He's leading the club in hitting. Sano having a remarkable season so far. He comes in at .374. 8 home runs and a team-leading 33 RBIs, which would place him among the league leaders in that category. 2 down. Fisher a glance at the runner. Pitch to Sano on a 1-4. That ball is driven to left center. Cardi back, Jones back. They hold up as it sails over the fence for a 2-run home run. Ron Santo, and the Cubs jump out to a 2-0 lead. 1-4, no doubt about it. Sano with his 9th home run of the season, RBIs 34 and 35. And here's Lee Thomas, who just came over during this series from the opposing team. So I'm going to have to look at his combined numbers here. Give me a second. Lee, an even 200, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. Fisher into the windup. It's a 1-5, base hit up the middle. Single into center for Thomas. And the batter is Byron Brown. Byron hitting .278, 8 home runs, 24 RBIs. Fisher checks the runner. Now from the stretch, the pitch to Brown is a 5-5, swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. But 2 runs for the Cubs on 1 hit, and a big hit it was, a 2-run blast by Ron Santo. And they lead it 2-0 after 1 inning. Anybody have any thoughts on the Hall of Fame outcome? Five players selected, inducted. Well, they haven't been inducted yet, but you know what I mean. You know I have mine there. Yeah, Waveland Avenue. Hell yeah. It's going to be Cardi, Torrey, and Bowling for Atlanta. Cardi leads the club in hitting at .358. 4 homers, 13 RBIs. Jenkins into the windup. That's a 5-8 right-handed, a grounder to second base X. Tough chance for Beckert. 2E26. As he ranges behind the bag on a 1, he can't get it. That scoots into center for a single. That would have been a tough play for anybody, and Cardi is aboard. Only a handful of second basemen would have made that. In other words, it would have taken a 1 range to get it. Mazeroski would have made it. Who else is a 1 second baseman in this set? You know, to be honest with you, off the top of my head, I can't think of another one. I think Mazeroski might be the only one, just as Aparicio's the only one at shortstop. I'm okay with Wagner, Bill, but I'll tell you what, I've got to say, Sabathia stuns me. Good pitcher, workhorse, a lot of longevity. But there was no point in that man's career where I looked at him and said, there's a Hall of Famer. Wagner, I've had to readjust my sights a bit for relief pitchers. I would certainly say Wagner more deserving than Lee Smith, I'll say that much. I'm ducking now as I say that. I'm sure we probably have some Cub fans here today with the Cubs playing. Move of runner on first. Joe Torre will bat. He's hitting .329, 6 homers, 36 RBIs for Torre. That's second on the team to you-know-who. Jenkins out of the stretch on a 4-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout for Fergie. No, I'm not either, but I would argue, Bill, that that's the way the game is. And, you know, at this point, I'm willing to concede, I should say, that the ones that were that dominant, Hall of Fame closers, I don't know. I mean, at my gut, I'm kind of against relievers in the Hall of Fame at all, but that isn't really fair, is it? That's a good question too, Bill. Now that we are putting relievers in, it really goes against any of the relievers who aren't closers, doesn't it? And hello to Jeremy. Here's Frank Bowling, one out and a runner on first. Bowling hitting .269, no homers, 8 RBIs, right-handed hitter. Jenkins from the stretch, .212, liner to second. Beckert back to Thomas, double play. Second Lomax of the game. How about that? So tough luck for Atlanta so far. And I can't argue with that, Ben. No, siree. If the players are the best among their position in the role they're used, how can you exclude them? But yes, Sabathia, to me, that's the head scratcher of the whole thing. I would agree, Frank. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing in there. There are a lot of those old guys, though, the dead ball guys. And, you know, to get in the benefit of the doubt, I wasn't there. All we have is history. Bottom third of the order for the Cubs as we go to the bottom of the second. Chris Krug will start things off. I'm looking for him. Krug 3 for 14. That's a .214 average. Fisher comes in there with a 2.5 and he walks him. How about that? Here's a guy who, if you weren't using extra players, he wouldn't even be playing. And Fisher walks him to lead off the second. That'll bring up Kessinger. Kessinger at 270 does not have a home run. Kessinger, a switch hitter batting lefty against Fisher. 2-8 righty, single 2 stars. Krug's round second, and he'll turn into third. And just like that, the Cubs have first and third and nobody out. Kessinger, a star 15, 18. He'll have to be held at 16. As the pitcher comes to bat, Jenkins a pretty good hitting pitcher, 6 with N power. He's also a B bunter. 1 to 16, Kessinger's going to roll for the lead. 2 through 6 or 12. 4, he's got it. There he goes, 1 to 16. The throw down, he's stolen it. So Kessinger, that takes the double play out of the picture. Kessinger, that's his first stolen base of the season. That's hard to believe. Pretty good stealer. We're going to roll for in or back early in the game. They'll be in. And Fergie's going to hit away. As I said before, he's a 6 with N power. Fisher's pitch on a 3-10 struck him out. Second strikeout for Hank Fisher. Either that or they should have enough of them on there, Bill, enough of a diverse committee where that person would be outvoted. Interesting, Frank. You know, everybody says that about the home run, but I really think he's in there because of his defense. Widely considered the best fielding second baseman in history. Is that true or not? I don't know. Up through the 70s, it certainly was. Here's Phillips now. Infield will remain in. Fisher's pitch is a 3-8, and that ball is crushed to left center, going back. It's not going to be at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Krug can walk home. They're going to send Kessinger. He'll score. 2 score on a 2-run double by Adolfo Phillips, and it's 4-0 Cubs. And that's going to send Joe Torre out to the mound. So far, Fisher not fooling anybody. Greetings to Jeremiah. Well, there's the Hall of Fame and there's the Hall of the Very Good, and that's where the debate begins, right? And a welcome to Joel as well. I didn't see you there, Joel. Who's Bill Hugh Wagner? Here's Beckert now. Runner at second, 1 down. Fisher with the pitch to Beckert on a 4-8. That's a single into right field. Phillips can score on that, or attempt to score. He's rounding 1 to 16. Aaron with a -2. 1 to 14, and they're gonna play it conservatively and hold him up. I can hear the groans now, but with only 1 out. Beckert, 19 starred, held on at 17. He's going to throw for the lead. Needs a 7. 11 does not get it. Action already in the Atlanta pen. Let's see who would be the long man out there. Clay Carroll throwing. Fisher's pitch to Billy Williams. 1-7 with a runner held. That's a single plus. Double play ball, but what a break for the Cubs. Single 2 stars. Phillips scores, Beckert all the way to third, and it is 5-0 Cubs. So, yeah, kind of a similar start to what we've been experiencing recently. Cubs have come to hit today, and here's Sano, who homered his first time up. Fisher on the ropes here as he comes set. Still only one out. Pitch to Sano on a 5-10 is catcher's card X. That's Torrey. Torrey a 2E7. Here's the result of that play. On a 2, it's a pop out to the catcher, runner's hold. So a minor break for Atlanta. That's the second out of the inning. And it will be up to Lee Thomas. Rose, yeah, Bill, exactly. He had a chance to come clean, and he didn't want to. He was a stubborn man, to say the least. But you have to admit it was many of those qualities that made him the player that he was. Lee Thomas singled his first at bat. Fisher with the pitch. That's going to be a 4-10 left-handed, and that's a single into right. Another run will score. Holy cow, they're pouring it on now. It's 6-0. An open single to right. Williams rounding, 14-16 minus 214. They may as well hold him up the way they're hitting. There's no sense making the third out at third base. And here comes Bobby Bragan. And it's going to be a short day for Hank Fisher. So Fisher's done. He walks off the mound. Clay Carroll will come on. Pretty early in the game, but let's see if we can double switch. 4E24, 4E24. No, we're not going to mess around with that just yet. So Hank Fisher lasts just 1 2/3 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hits, 6 runs so far. 2 runners out there are his responsibility. He walked 2, struck out a pair. Well, I'll tell you what, Perry, I spent 3 years in therapy myself, so when you use the word enabled, I would say very likely. I have no trouble at all believing that. In other words, that's a huge problem for many people. Byron Brown will be the hitter. Clay Carroll just about done with his warm-ups. Let's look at Carroll's numbers. 18 appearances, 1 start, 2 and 3, 3 saves, and a 5.23. It's been a rough start to the season for Carroll, who actually had a pretty good season. 2.37 in real life, but so far it hasn't translated. Why do you say that, Joel? No point to it. Or Ben said it too, I guess. Just don't have a Hall of Fame. Carroll ready to work. Here's Byron Brown as the Cubs bat around here in the second. Carroll into the windup. 3-7 struck him out. And the inning comes to a close. 4 more for Chicago. On 5 hits, they leave a pair. And they've blown this one open 6-0 after just 2 innings. So we can close the book on Fisher. Oh no, Frank, you can't do that. I would not want to see that. But it's something to discuss, and we may as well discuss something because it looks like we're going to have another lopsided game. Although actually yesterday's game at least ended up being somewhat interesting. Dennis Menke will lead it off for Atlanta. Menke at .299, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs this season. Jenkins pitches a 2-2, liner to third base. Sano, it's another Lomax, by the way. In this case, the max just 1. Third Lomax of the game. How about that? I don't think we've seen that this season. And here is Michael's favorite player, Woody Woodward. .275, 19 runs batted in. The pitch from Jenkins on a 3-5 grounder towards second. Beckert comes in on it, throws to Thomas, 2 away. Yeah, that's going to bring up Carroll. We're going to let him bat. They need to get some length out of Carroll. He's also a 1-week righty. 6-4, fly to center X. That's Phillips. Phillips a 3-E9 as he goes back on it. On a 15, he makes a nice running catch to retire the side. Because he couldn't play shortstop? And I absolutely think he should be in, obviously. Anyone with 3,600 and some hits is automatic. I don't give a damn if he was a 5 at short his whole life. Yeah, Frank, even that's shady, because what about positioning? Okay, Clay Carroll, he got the last out of the second. He's going to go to work here in the third. Chris Krug will lead it off. He walked his first time up. Carroll the windup in the pitch. It's a 4-5. That's a homer to 6. Fly ball to left field. Carty backing up and has it on the track. That'll bring up Kessinger. Singled, stole second, and came around to score in the second. Carroll with the windup on the pitch on a 6-7 lefty. Fly ball into straightaway center. Jones is there. 2 quick outs here in the third. That'll bring up Jenkins. Carroll's pitch on a 5-7 is a slow roller to short. Woodward coming in on it now. He has it on the run to Alou, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Clay Carroll. So somebody finally prevents the Cubs from scoring today. And after 3 innings, it's still 6-0. Jenkins humming along so far. And he's an 8-inning starter, so things looking very good for Fergie Jenkins so far. Well, the numbers probably come close to covering everything now. I would go that far. Yeah, I've had teams like that too. How about the 69 Mets? In the majority of replays, they don't even win the division. Perhaps it's a flaw of the game itself. I don't know. We know it's not perfect. It's a damn good game, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Top of the order for the Braves in the fourth. Here's a Lou, 1-for-1 on the day. Jenkins, the windup down the pitch, is a 3-11 right-handed, a grounder down to first base. Thomas will take it himself. And there's one down. Who was the Gray Eagle, Frank? Here's Jones, 0-for-1. Jenkins lined up. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-11 left-handed, a fly ball to left. Jones lifts it the other way. Brown ranging over for it. And he grabs it for the second out. Here comes the man, Henry Aaron, 21 home runs. The pitch from Jenkins on a 1-7, right in the heart of his good column. He tops one to short. Kessinger charging it and throws him out. 1-2-3 go the Braves. Fergie Jenkins humming along today. And the score remains the same. Hello there, Gerald. Tris Speaker was the Eagle, huh? I did not know that. Hey, I learned something today. I learned my fact of the day. At least one of many, hopefully. Oh, Schmidt was a fantastic third baseman. I'll tell you, Arenado, when he was with Colorado, was as good as anybody I've ever seen, and that includes Brooks. Blasphemy, I know, okay, I'm ready, I'm ducking. Here it comes. He's still great, but I don't think he's been as good with St. Louis as he was with Colorado. Here's Phillips. Clay Carroll ready to go to work. Carroll's a 4 rated reliever, so we can suck up some innings at least. Phillips has walked and doubled so far. Carroll's pitch on a 4-8 right-handed single to 16. That's past the diving bowling and into right for a base hit. So Phillips has been on all 3 times. Different battery now, though. Carroll a -1 hold. Phillips a 16. He'll have to be held at 14. And no point even trying that, really, with a 6-run lead. So Beckert's going to hit away. Carroll out of the stretch. 2-8 right-handed. Grounder down to third base. Menke goes to bowling for 1 to first. Not in time. That'll be a 5-4 force. Becker to first. 15 held at 13. And here's Billy Williams. I would think the turf would be harder on the third baseman. Maybe not. I know George Brett spoke about that before. Here's Billy, 1 for 2. Carroll out of the stretch. 2-7 right-handed. It's a fly ball to straightaway center. Jones backing up a bit and hauls it in. And that'll bring up Santo. Santo has a home run already today. Hello there, Thomas. Yeah, when I read books back in high school, there was one book where they were listing the greatest players of all time. It seemed at that time, this is in the mid-70s, okay, early 70s. It was pretty much unanimous at that point that Pie Traynor was the best third baseman ever. And historically, I don't even think that's true, unless you mean purely defensively. But for the overall package, shit, give me Eddie Matthews all day long. He could hit it out of the ballpark. Okay, Carroll DeSanto. It's a 1-8 base hit into center. Open single. Beckert can try to go to third. 14, 2 out, 16. They're going to send him. And the Braves will cut it off the throw, holding Santo at first. Still waiting on those glasses, Frank. Let it go, buddy. Here's Lee Thomas, 2 for 2. Carroll, 3-5 right-handed. It's a little comebacker to Carroll. He snares it, flips to Alou, and that does it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Six to nothing Cubs as we go to the fifth. I tell you, all of those guys, Bill, are available in the Strat-O-Matic all-time great set on their 365 game online. I'd rather have one of Eddie Matthews' best years than any of those guys. This is all pre-Schmidt and Brett, of course. I should clarify that. I'm saying who I would rather have pre-Schmidt or Brett. Schmidt and Brett are represented in the ATG card set. Okay, here's Carty to lead off the second. He singled his first time up. Jenkins into the windup. 4-6. That's going to be banged hard into left field. That's over Brown's head for extra bases. Brown rounds it up, gets it back in, and Carty holds with a leadoff double. Nothing much slowing down Rico Carty, who came into this game hitting .358. He's 2 for 2 today. Here's Joe Torre, struck out his first time against Jenkins. The pitch from Jenkins on a 1-6 is a grounder to short, gloved by Kessinger. Looks the runner back and throws him out. That'll bring up Bowling. Bowling 0 for 1. Jenkins gets the side now. The pitch to Frank is a 3-8 right-handed, and that's going to be a single on a 16, and he just does get the 16. Knocked down at third by Santo. That'll go as an infield single. And Carty will round and hold at third. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Braves trail by 6. They're threatening here in the 5th inning. Dennis Menke coming to bat. Cubs will play it back. Double play depth as Jenkins from the stretch delivers to Menke 3-10, and that's going to be a hard hit ball over the third base bag and down the line. Carty can walk home. Bowling is headed for third. And Menke in with a double. RBI for Menke. So the Braves get on the board at 6-1. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and here's Woody. Cubs will stay back, leading by 5, as Jenkins goes into the windup. Pitch to Woodward is a 4-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. And now they're going to have to hit here. Second and third, 2 down. They got to try to score. So that'll be all for Clay Carroll. getting loose in the Atlanta pen. Billy Odell. Why not? He needs some work. We can close the book on Carroll. 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits. Hold on, now I got that wrong. Whoops. No, I didn't. Never mind, he came in there. Okay, so no, 2 hits. Hang on, I'm all confused. I've got it. Don't panic. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. I'd kind of have to agree with that one, Frank. With a chance to score here, they're going to go with the best guy they have on the bench. That's Eddie Matthews. A lot of times I'll hold that player back, the best pinch hitter, for later in the game. But we're going to go with Eddie Matthews now. Matthews hitting .245, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. I think as far as the eye test goes, Ozzie was the most amazing fielder I ever saw. Although by the numbers, prime Omar Vizquel was damn close. Here's the pitch to Matthews. 4-5 left-handed. That's driven hard to right field. It's going, gone. Eddie Matthews off the bench uncorks a 3-run blast. How about that? And we've got a ball game. 4-5-10. He rolled the 7. Matthews' 6th home run of the season. And suddenly it's a 6-4 game. Holy cow. Let's leave him out for a moment. I might try to figure a way to keep him in the game. Here's a Lou now. Jenkins again, an 8 endurance starter, so no problem there, but he's been cuffed around a bit here in the 5th. The pitch to Felipe on a 6-3 is a fly to left field X. That's Brown. Hold your breath on this one. Brown, a 4E12, ranging towards the line. He can't get it. That's down for a single. And the Braves coming alive here in the 5th inning. Michael, I thought Belanger was the best until I saw Ozzie. Concepcion's main claim to fame was he invented that bounce throw off of the turf, which was pure genius, by the way. Mac Jones will bat now with 2 down. Jenkins, deep breath now. The pitch to Jones from the stretch on a 170 pops him up on the right side. Beckert will make the catch, and that will do it in the 5th. But the Braves get back in the game with 4 runs on 5 hits. They leave a man. I'd really like to leave Matthews in the game. He can only play third base. Let's see what else we've got. What if we pulled Jones? He's batted 3 times. Put the pitcher in that spot, which is going to be Odell. Matthews will stay in the 9 spot at third base. 427, he's a 10 runner, so that stays the same. We could take out Menke, we could take Bowling or Menke out. Doesn't really matter. No, Bowling's got to play second. So Menke comes out. And in that spot, it's going to be Gary Geiger in center. A little different. I normally don't do this, but is it bias? Maybe. I like Eddie Matthews, and after a 3-run pinch home run, I just couldn't take him out of the game. The big blow in that inning, Eddie Matthews with a pinch hit 3-run shot. And on comes Odell, lefty, very backwards card. Odell so far 2-2 with a save, 5.11. Yeah, but Woodward's much better defensively at short, Michael. He's a 3 and Menke's a 4. Yeah, I know you want me to take Woodward out. I should have seen that one coming a mile away. There's John File. Am I saying that right? You really think so, huh? I played Bob back in high school. Didn't care for it. Unless they've changed it since then. I didn't like the fact that there are only 4 or 5 different pitchers, right? You're an A pitcher or a B pitcher. I want the pitcher to have his own individual card. What's TLN, Frank? You've lost me. Okay, we got a ball game again. How about that? It's almost time for some more coffee for me already. We'll play the bottom of the 5th. Byron Brown's going to start it off. He struck out both times today. Odell into the windup. That's a 2-7 left-handed, a single to 6, but on the 13, that's fielded by a diving Bowling who gets to his feet and throws him out. Nice play, Frank Bowling. Here's Krug now. Odell with the pitch, 4-5 righty. That's going to be belted into the left center gap. Racing after it is Geiger. Krug rounds and steams into second with a stand-up double. So Krug, computer-only card with not much on the card, has a double and a walk today. And the batter will be Kessinger. Kessinger, 1 for 2. He'll turn around and bat righty against Odell. Odell's pitch is a 3-6 lefty, a grounder down to third, fielded there by Matthews. looks the runner back and throws him out. That'll bring up Jenkins, who will bat. He's a 6 with end power. Odell's pitch on a 3-6 struck him out. And that's 5 innings. For the Cubs, no runs, a hit, 1 left. We've played 5. It is 6-4. So did they, John, have they changed that at all? Is it still like all the best pitchers are just an A pitcher? Or did they, at some point, did they realize the foolishness of their ways? And give each pitcher their own individual card. I mean, that's important to me. Most of my favorite players throughout my lifetime have been pitchers. Here's the trivia from Bill. Name the non. What's the MLP winner? Third base MVP. Name the non MLP? I don't get it. The non-MVP. Who did not win the MVP? Probably I'm going to say Matthews, because he probably lost out to Aaron in his best years. I love it, Thomas. Excellent commentary there from Thomas. Let me grab that coffee. And we'll get going to the 6th inning. We got a game here, guys. 6-4. That was my thinking, Bill, that, yeah, it doesn't seem like he'd be the logical one because he has so many great years. It's a trick question. Okay, Hank Aaron to lead off the 6th. Jenkins still out there. Fisher long gone. Aaron 0 for 2 today. Jenkins into the windup. The pitch to the hammer is a 1-9. Homer to 2. That's hit hard to left field over Brown's head. That's going to be extra bases. Aaron rounds and holds with a leadoff double. And Henry Aaron with his first hit of the afternoon. That's going to get the tying run to the plate. I didn't think I'd be saying that today. Here's Rico Carty, 2 for 2. And we're going to see some activity now in the Cubs bullpen. They used heft in real life. That doesn't make a lot of sense here. They'll get heft the lefty up, but they'll also get the righty Cal Kuntz throwing. Thank you, Kurt Miller. Excellent. Christmas baby Chris Krug still with us at 85. Jenkins checks the runner. The pitch to Carty is a 3-8 fly ball to center field. That's playable for Phillips. He'll make the catch and the runner will hold. Cubs bullpen, nothing to write home about, especially since they traded Abernathy to the Braves. They almost need to get as much length out of Jenkins as they can. Here's Torrey 0 for 2. Jenkins the sign. The pitch, 3-7. That's a 2-star single, and it's a 1-run ball game. Aaron Rounds heads for home, and he will score. RBI for Torrey at 6-5. So Jenkins cruised for the first 4 innings, and he does appear to be losing it. We're almost forced to give him extra rope today. Bowling 1 for 2 standing in. Jenkins from the stretch. 6-7 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Bowling is retired. And here's Gary Geiger with his first at bat of game. He came in the triple switch. Geiger on the season hitting .250, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, left-handed hitting outfielder. Jenkins from the stretch, 1-9, struck him out. So just when it appeared Fergie was losing it, he fans 2. The inning is over. The Braves a run on 2 hits and 1 left. And we got a 6-5 ball game. Holy cow, that's more like it. Sam McDowell. That's the first thing I think of with SM. Top of the order for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Adolfo Phillips will start it off. He has not been retired today. Walked in the 1st, doubled in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. Odell gets the sign now from Torrey. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 5-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. I forgot to mark where Odell came in. There we go. Here's Beckert now, 1 for 3. Billy Odell with the windup. The pitch is a 6-5 righty. It's a fly ball to right field. Aaron coming in on it now, and he makes the grab. Sid Monge. I remember him. I forgot all about him. Thank you for that, Frank. A wild and crazy guy. Billy Williams 1 for 3, left on left. Odell delivers on a 1-6, struck him out. 2 strikeouts for Odell in the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. Through 6, it is Cubs 6, Braves 5. Anybody's game now as Jenkins comes out for the 7th. And they will watch him closely now. Woody Woodward, Eddie Matthews, and Felipe Alou due up. He's in one of my replays, I think, on the computer game. Or maybe it's the online game. I get them confused. I have so many different things going on besides this. Easy to get them mixed up. Woody Woodward 0 for 2 on the day. Jenkins facing the bottom of the order here. The windup and the pitch on a 5-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Jenkins a 2E24. Here's the play. On a 2, he can't get it. That's a single. Leadoff single for Woody. Pitcher Aaron Carty. Here's Eddie Matthews. We know what he did. Jenkins out of the stretch. Pitch to Eddie is a 5-6 left-handed. It's a ground ball to second base. Beckert has it. Shovels to Kessinger. Steps on the bag. Fires to Thomas. Double play. Which team has lost the most? That would have been my guess, Bill. Giants. Alou 2 for 3. Jenkins into the windup. 4-10 right-handed. It's a single to 7, and that's going to be down past the diving Kessinger and into left for a single. That would have been my second guess, Perry. Pitcher's spot now. That's Odell. They're going to hit for him. They got enough out of Odell. They got 2 innings out of Odell. That's good enough. He did a good job, though. No walks, 3 strikeouts. With Sano, Thomas, and Brown, however, they're going to go to Chichi Olivo, who pitched in this game in real life. Runner at first, 2 down. The batter will be Mike De La Hoz. Atlanta, with all their maneuvering, their bench is getting thin already. That would have been my second guess. Here's De La Hoz, just 2 for 11 so far. Jenkins from the stretch, 2-9. That's a base hit into center field. Open single. Alou rounding, 14-16. Phillips. He's the tying run. They're going to send him, and the Cubs have to cut that off. Keep the go-ahead run at first. And here's Hank Aaron. And here comes DeRocher, and that's going to do it for Jenkins. With 3 right-handers coming up, they're going to go to Cal Kuntz here. So Jenkins started off great guns, but things started unraveling for him in the 5th. 6 2/3 innings. 12 hits allowed. Typical Jenkins, he didn't walk anybody. But he only struck out 3, 4. God, count. So here's the situation as Kuntz takes his warm-ups. 6-5 Cubs. The Braves have runners at the corners and 2 down, and Henry Aaron at bat. Kuntz ready to work now. Checks the runners. The pitch to Aaron is a 1-3 high fly ball to deep left field. Brown backs up on the track and hauls it in. And the Braves strand a pair. Kuntz comes in and gets out of the jam. No runs, 3 hits, 2 left on. Double play was huge in that inning. Chichi Olivo will be the 4th Atlanta pitcher of the afternoon. As we stretch for the 7th, Olivo will get loose. And I don't know where he is. Let's take a look. Don't look at this apartment, whatever you do. Where'd you go, Mookie? Mookie. Mookie. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see the silhouette? Mookie. Hey, there you are. Yeah, he was up in the window behind the blackout blanket. There you go. Take a look outside. It'll be Santo, Thomas, and Brown in the bottom of the 7th. Rupert Jones. Just a guess. Sano 2 for 3 with a home run today. Cubs lead by a run here as Olivo comes set. The lined up. The pitch is a 1-5, driven hard to left field. That's going to be over Carty's head. Just missed the home run there, 1-6 on the 10, and he'll be in there with a stand-up double. And Sano now a triple shy of the cycle. He had 8 triples that year, so it's possible. Oh, all original. Duh. Okay, well, I missed. That was on me. If I'd have actually read that, I wouldn't have guessed Rupert Jones. Bill, you're the man. Frank's going to test him. Here's Lee Thomas, 2 for 3 today. Olivo checks the runner. The pitch to Lee is a 3-7 righty. It's a grounder to second base, fielded by Bowling. His only play is to first, and Santa will take third on the play. And in the 7th inning, runner on third, 1 down. The Braves will pull the infield in for Byron Brown. Brown 0 for 3 today, struck out twice. Olivo checks the runner. The pitch to Byron on a 1-6 is a high fly ball to deep left field, backing up his Carty. That's going to be deep enough. On the track, makes the catch. Sano tags and scores. And it's 7-5 Cubs. So Byron Brown with the sac fly, give him an RBI. And here's Krug. Leo's pitch to Chris, 110. He bangs a base hit into left field. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Don Kessinger will be the hitter now. He's 1 for 3 today. Olivo out of the stretch. 6-5, the left-hander is a grounder to short X. That's Woodward. Woody a 3E34. Ranging into the hole on a 7. He's there. Strong throw across in time. Actually, it's a B, so that's going to be 6-4 for us. But either way, that retires the side. So a run for the Cubs on 2 hits. They leave 1. After 7, they lead at 7-5. Going to the 8th with the 2-run lead. Let's check their defense now. This is this is where we bring Ty Klein into the game. That does not, so now we're not going to bring Klein in because Phillips can only play center. Well, we still could. He could come in and left. And that's what he will do. So Ty Klein will take over for Byron Brown in left. E10 +1. Back to back. Who was the back-to-back inside the Parkers? Did I miss that? A lot of great chat going on today. Absolutely love it. 30 people here. Holy crap. Oh, 2 separate players. I get it. So they were back-to-back inside the park home runs by 2 unique players. God, I have no idea. Cardi, Torrey, and Bowling due for the Braves as we go to the 8th. Braves trail by 2. Cardi's 2 for 3 today as Kuntz comes set. The windup and the pitch is a 2-6 right-handed. That's a double to 3, and he's got it. Throws the 1, bangs it into the left center gap, and Cardi is in with a stand-up double, his 2nd of the afternoon. That'll get the tying run to the plate in the form of Joe Torre. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, hit that like button for me. And I'll do that later. Okay, Torrey 1 for 3. Kuntz. The windup and the pitch on a 6-6. That's a base hit into left field. Cardi could round, and they'll hold him up. A 1-10 runner. He's not going anywhere. It's station to station for Rico Cardi, but the tying runs are aboard with nobody out in the 8th. Kuntz, a 4-rated reliever, so no problem there. But the Braves threatening here in the 8th. Frank Bowling to bat, Gary Geiger on deck. Infield at double play depth. There's the pitch now to Bowling. That's going to be a 110 grounder to the pitcher. Mookie, come on, buddy. You can't be up there. Okay, let me look at this now. Infield back. Run will score. Kuntz goes down to Kessinger for 1 to first, not in time, and Carty scores on the play. And it's a 1-run game again. Give Bowling an RBI. 7-6 the score now. Bowling at first. Let's check his running ability. No threat to run. The batter will be Gary Geiger. He struck out his only at bat today. Kuntz from the stretch. 4-9 left-handed, and he bangs a single into right field. Bowling rounding. He's a 10 to third, 12. Williams a +1 to 13. Wow, that's close. I'm thinking send him, but I'm going to let the die decide. 1 to 3, they're going to send him. They're going to send him 1 to 13. They're going to throw. The play at third. He is out at third. Billy Williams. Oh my goodness. And on the 19, Geiger will not advance. That's my house rule for advancement. 14 or less he would. Give Geiger... No, he didn't get an RBI. Nobody scored. A lot of action today. That's 2 down, and here's Woody. Kuntz from the stretch. 1-9 struck him out. And Woody Woodward strikes out for the second time today. That ends the inning. The Braves settle for a run on 3 hits and leave a man. It is a 7-6 ball game. And the Cubs will start off with a pinch hitter for Kuntz. So who's their save guy now? Hendley? Could be Heft too, and Heft was used in this game in real life. It's going to be Billy Heft throwing. Both players had saves in real life. And let's see who's going to bat now. Against Olivo, the pinch hitter will be George Altman. Altman, a left-handed hitter. Just 8 for 62 on the season, a 129 average. They don't have another shortstop, Kurt. That was pretty easy. Plus, Woodward came into the game hitting .275. I mean, is there anybody better on the bench? I know Michael hates him, but... Okay, bottom of the 8th. Altman standing in, Olivo ready to work. The windup and the pitch on a 1-7 fly ball to straightaway center. That's going to be Geiger making the catch, and there's one away. So Altman retired. Top of the order, Adolfo Phillips. Phillips 2 for 3 with a walk. Olivo set. Gets the sign from Torrey. Pitch to Phillips is a 3-11. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Carty, just shy of the track, makes the catch. So Phillips gives it a ride. Died in left. Good job, Kurt. Yeah, there's a thought. Let's see what he is. Was this one of his better? He's a 7 with end power. It'd be better if he was an 8, but a 7's got some punch. They've got Gene Oliver. And if it came down to it, we could use Felix Millan. I haven't used him much. I don't think he was even up yet, but he is 1 for 4 so far. Here's Beckert now, 1 for 4. Olivo from the windup, 5-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Chichi Olivo, and we go to the 9th. Holy cow, 9th inning in a 7-6 nail biter. Billy Heft will come on and try to get the save. Heft, a left-hander. I'm still trying to figure out why the Cubs would trade Abernathy to the Braves. Anybody care to provide a little insight into that one? Granted, I'm only looking at it for this one season rather than the long-term ramifications of the deal. Heft has been a nightmare so far. He's been in 13 games. He's 1-0, but with an 8.31 ERA. And this is the best they've got. They've got Henley. They've got Bill Fall, who's terrible. And if need be, they have the lefty Arnold Early, who just came over. Not much to choose from. Matthews, Alou, and the pitcher's spot due for Atlanta. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I want to point out that I was looking at my stats. 37% of my viewers are not subscribed. I was shocked by that, so if you're watching this, please hit the subscribe button. That really helps me to grow the channel. I don't think that applies to anybody in the live chat now, but I'll say it anyway. I just found that to be an odd stat. It is what it is, right? Here's Matthews. He's 1 for 2. Big 3-run homer in this one. Left on left as Heft delivers on a 1-9 high fly ball to right field. Back is Williams on the track, hauls it in. So Matthews' bid for a second homer is denied. 1 down, and here's Felipe Alou. Alou, 3 hits on the day. Heft into the windup. 1-9 left-hander. He pops him up. Left side, right in the heart of his good column. Kessinger squeezes it, and the Braves are down to their last out. They're going to need a pinch hitter, hoping to get Hank Aaron to the plate. Aaron in the on-deck circle. Gene Oliver will be the batter. Oliver has 2 home runs, hitting just 189, however. Heft into the windup. 6-7 righty, he walks him. $11. Let's see if we can find a pitcher to pinch run. He's in 11. Blasingame of 12. Cloninger's a 14. Kelly's a 12. Necro's a 12. Cloninger will be the pinch runner. And I must add a tip of the cap to Kurt Miller for that one. I probably wouldn't have thought of Cloninger. So while he didn't pinch hit, he will pinch run. A 1 through 14 runner out there. Fans on their feet as Henry Aaron steps to the plate. Tying run at first base with 2 down. Heft gets the sign. First one is way outside. Heft staring in now. The stretch. The pitch to Hammer and Hank on a 2-6 lefty. Single to 2. Liner speared at third by a diving Santo. And that's the ball game. Holy crap. What a game. 7-6, the Cubs hold on. Remember, they led it 6-0 at one point. And I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Ho, my goodness. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Mike. Holy cow. Let's make sense of this here. Kuntz, 1 1/3, Heft 1 inning. Heft with a save. That's got to be his first, doesn't it? It is. So Kuntz, in his inning and a third, gave up 3 hits and a run. No walks, a strikeout. So that would mean 5 runs charged to Jenkins, right? Something isn't adding up here. Oh yeah, it is. 5 runs charged to Jenkins. Jenkins came out in the 7th. The Cubs never lost the lead, though, so Jenkins gets the win. He's 4-3. Olivo, 2 innings, 2 hits and a run. No walks and a strikeout. The loser is Fisher. He drops to 1-4. And welcome Casey Bryant, who's visiting here in Spokane. How about that? On a work road trip. Would you care to elaborate, Casey? I mean, I don't want to pry, but naturally, Spokane, I'm curious. Excellent chat today. Great game. I couldn't have said it better, Perry. Great game and great chat. Let's get to the totals here. The Cubs in winning. 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors. The Braves, 6 runs, 15 hits, no errors. 27 hits in this one. I would have to agree with that. Santo, that is. Just a triple shy of the cycle. He never got a chance to bat to go for it. You know, if the Braves had tied it up or taken the lead, Santa would have batted in the bottom of the 9th. It wouldn't have been against Olivo. It would have been against Abernathy at that point. Let's see how many triples he has on his card. None. Santo has the 1-6 to 9, and that's it. So you'd have had to roll that. 1-6, 1 through 9. Not very likely, obviously. But hell, it's Strat-O-Matic. Anything can happen. Player of the game is going to be Ron Santo. Homer, single, and a double. And he got the ball rolling with a 2-run blast. Working for the hockey team. Oh, how fun, Casey, and welcome, by the way. Hey, please subscribe if you like it. I'm here Sunday through Friday, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. And yes, we're playing the whole 66th season. Are they putting you up at the Davenport, or are they cheap SOBs? That's the game, folks. Let's look ahead on the schedule. Tomorrow, we'll go over to the American League. It'll be the Minnesota Twins at the Cleveland Indians. Jim Cott for the Twins, Tom Kelly for Cleveland. So please join me for that. In the meantime, everybody be safe out there. I want to wish everyone a very pleasant good evening. Take care, guys.